Forgive us any translation errors. Information from the left-wing political spectrum. Surely the true socialist Democrats. Hereby we give World Wide Web's wikileaks.org 30 days exclusivity in the hope that WikiLeaks obtain further evidence about the reliability of the information recorded in this form of media. Of this left there is an English version and a version in Dutch, and is about the despotic influence of certain civil servants. The fourth power in the Netherlands. Particularly is mentioned the power abuses that government secret services apply in the Netherlands. If all of the following facts are accurate indeed, then both victims and perpetrators need assistance. The elections of the Dutch Lower House of Representatives, June 9, 2010 will be a farce, because in a conspiratorial manner, certain individuals from Dutch secret government services infiltrated into Dutch political parties. These people are in general Dutch Jewish, as the authors of the C letter. This infiltration into Dutch politics has been a while underway. For example, the political party D66, liberal left wing, was set up by the then so-called National Security Service, PvdA. This is a response to what was brewing in the 60s among rebellious young people, particularly in Amsterdam. For example, Mr. Hans van Mierlo has been a journalist and was a founding member of political party D66. Of those founders, strangely enough, no one liked to be the leader. Well then, I don't mind to do it, said Mr. Hans van Mierlo. So this is a strange way of doing. And so furthermore, Mr. Hans van Mierlo has been journalist at the Dutch paper Algemeen Handelsblad. The media has always been a prey for domestic security services. There, among other surroundings, they place their pawns. All this made us conclude that the Dutch political party D66 was an idea of the Dutch secret service PvdA. The D66 party is partly responsible for the legalization of prostitution. Mr. Jaap de Hoop Scheffer first was a member of the D66 party, and later on stepped over to the CDA party. He was employed by the Dutch government, and the career of Mr. Jaap de Hoop Scheffer occasionally went lightning fast. This all on the basis of to be linked to the secret Dutch PvdA, whose name in 2002 changed to R.I.D. Mr. Jaap de Hoop Scheffer's double life will have been known to the Americans, the CIA, and also this must have co-delivered him the job Secretary General of NATO. Mr. Hans van Dam of the liberal right-wing PvdA also has eagerly let himself get recruited by the Secret Service, and so is serving them. Mr. Wim Kok's name of the Socialist PvdA party also is affiliated with that secret Dutch government service for a number of years. Mr. Wim Kok has been Minister and Prime Minister in the Netherlands. Because the media in the Netherlands mainly is in the hands of the Dutch government secret service, they have been able to promote and bring Mr. Wim Kok. Mediapark, the name of the media center in Dutch #1 media city Hilversum, is even today in hands of the secret service R.I.D. Wim Kok studied at the Dutch Business University in Eindhoven, where also R.I.D. are positioned. Among others places, universities are surroundings where secret services let their light shine. The secret service made Mr. Wim Kok big in the unions and subsequently in the Dutch left-wing political Labour Party PvdA. The same goes for Mr. Marcel van Dam, mainly of the left-wing PvdA party. Mr. Marcel van Dam is also evidence that the Dutch secret service does not recoil from infiltration into Dutch parties, and Mr. Marcel van Dam is also evidence that the secret service R.I.D. like to hold the ropes in Dutch media, and Mr. Marcel van Dam was as Minister for the Labour Party PvdA, member of the cabinet which introduced the Dutch soft drugs policy of 1976. The former Dutch political right-wing party LPF of the late Mr. Pim Fortuyn was almost entirely infiltrated by the R.I.D. A strategy of the Dutch secret service is to generate negative publicity for the attack target, in this case being Mr. Pim Fortuyn. This is obviously the same as demonization. The compilers of this information still think that Mr. Pim Fortuyn was a too wretched man with excessive behavior, and thus far agree with Mr. Pim Fortuyn's suggestions. But what the R.I.D. did at the time is many times more despicable, and particularly most cowardly. The LPF party was not the first and last Dutch secret service pulled those tricks on. For example, Mr. Geert Wilders' political party PvdA is currently in the same extent infiltrated as when the LPF was. Also, for example, the left-wing Socialist Party SP has been infiltrated. Miss Fleur Agema, Mr. Joost Eerdmans, Miss Krista van Velzen, Mr. R.I.D. van Bommel, and many more are related to the R.I.D. Again, the low house elections of June 9, 2010 will be a farce. What the Dutch secret service also is doing is applying hypnosis techniques, equally as which was inflicted on the well-known Mr. Mordechai Vanunu. The conclusion and evidence that Mr. Mordechai Vanunu was under Mossad's hypnosis is the fact that Mr. Mordechai Vanunu himself stepped up to the in 1960-born Mossad agent Miss Cheryl Ben Tov, Miss Cheryl Hanin, Mossad alias Cindy, after a little remark of Miss Cindy. But because of the hypnosis which put on Mr. Mordechai Vanunu, Mr. Mordechai Vanunu became the delusion that Mossad agent Miss Cindy really was interested in him. By that hypnosis, Mr. Mordechai Vanunu himself was motivated to step to Mossad agent Miss Cindy. Miss Cindy was interested for another reason, but those facts subsequently we now know. Mossad's pseudonym Cindy is Miss Cheryl Hanin is Miss Cheryl Ben Tov now is in real estate. There are similar structures in secret services services of both the Netherlands and Israel. Mr. Barry Martlander has a history in real estate and has become the first man for the Dutch PvdA party in the European Parliament, which is headquartered in Strasbourg, France. Mr. Barry Martlander is related to the RIVD. There are business malpractices and so malversations related to personal incomes. We think Mr. Barry Martlander is pedosexual and that is someone with a female spirit in the body of a man and is at the beginning of that particular bandwidth. A lesbian, for example, is someone with a male spirit into the body of a woman. Secret services like to recruit sexual diffused. For example, RIVD Mr. Sietse Fritsma of the right-wing PvdA party also is sexually diffused. What also must be mentioned is the fact that the civil service, the fourth power, the former Vandex company Entourage, consciously or not, has given benefits. This information is scattered to let lobbies succeed and to let cover-ups succeed. The close collaboration between the secret services of the Netherlands and Israel is also exemplified by the cover-up used in the Baalen disaster and air disaster of 1992 inches the Amsterdam district Baalen. This handling of cover-up is with regard to many people unacceptable, like Israel, which is not interested in the rest of the world. The Dutch AIVD does not have respect for anything or anyone. Those who are most responsible even get promotions. Dutch National Coordinator for Counter-Terrorism and NTCb Mr. Erik Akerboom is an example for this. RIVD'ers are forward thinkers like chess players. RIVD'ers devise what others in connection with a movement in society in the future could do. RIVD'ers anticipate on all this. They take over the leading role, for instance by to cry out along, and then after all they do nothing. RIVD'er Mr. John Neckel, a media personality and politically active, is an example for this. The in 2007 defunct Dutch political party Livable Netherlands LN is created by thinking ahead. Also the N.O.S. Mr. Fred Tafen and Miss Hartskoer van Dallinda as well were RIVD related. It is very possible that the Dutch secret services have manipulated political and democratic elections, from council elections to parliamentary elections. If you are good friends with the Dutch secret service RIVD, then you'll be favored in the Netherlands like a spoiled child. Journalist Mr. Xander van der Wulp is a good example, but also his father, the well-known Mr. Gerard van der Wulp, is an example for this, and both have a history of Dutch N.O.S. news. RIVD Nest and the most important news service in the Netherlands, funded by the Dutch government. How long will this nepotism go on? Many others have no chance, because they have no relations to the RIVD. RIVD related are favored, and career opportunities of RIVD related are many times better than those who are not related to the RIVD. To a significant extent the PvdA, later renamed to RIVD, is responsible for instance for the legalization of soft drugs in the Netherlands, stated in the Dutch soft drugs policy, and also for instance is the service RIVD largely responsible for the legalization of prostitution in the Netherlands. The depraved Dutch elitist RIVD has a history behind all over illegal actions and morally reprehensibilities. We assume that the secret services of PvdA, R.I.D, Mossad, CIA, and such don't want to be ultimate inhumane, so that's why we state an email address. Please all your comments to fevin2511ez200@gmail.com.